Happy Camper Radio with Skip Huber.
It's that time once again. Hello, everybody. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and this is the Happy Camper Radio Show, episode 178. Have you ever thought about going camping on Thanksgiving? It's not too far-fetched of an idea. In fact, a lot of folks are doing it. On today's show, we're going to be talking with the general manager of one KOA campground who is not only looking forward to this year's Thanksgiving get-together, but says it's part of an annual tradition at his KOA. It's Thanksgiving Day camping. We'll talk about it today on this edition of Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio.
And you can get in touch with us here at the Happy Camper Radio Show anytime by calling 404-537-2267. That's 404-537-CAMP. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker, add us to circles on Google+, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to www.happycamperradio.com. You'll find all of our social media icons right there on the homepage. Take the studio tour. See what we've got going on behind the scenes. Always something new and exciting. Great camping tips, great pictures, a lot of great information right there at your fingertips. www.happycamperradio.com. Let me stroll on over here to the shout-out window because I have a couple folks who signed up with us this week on Facebook, and I want to take a moment to recognize them. First of all, to Laura Rose Young of Plano, Texas, and Nathaniel Anderson of Shediac, New Brunswick. Thank you so very much for joining us. Glad to have you on board, and more importantly, thank you for being a part of this great Happy Camper Radio family. Would you like to be a guest on the program? You know I'd love to have you. Get in touch with me. Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, and we'll make that happen. This time of the year, a lot of folks who go camping have pretty much packed it away until spring. And I understand that. A lot of folks do not like the fall and wintertime camping because to them it's just a little too cold out there. Me, on the other hand, well, this is my time of year to go camping. But what are you doing in the off-season to keep your camping spirits alive? Do you venture out to some of the RV and camper shows? There's quite a few of them out there, and if you see one coming to your neighborhood anytime in the distant future or not too distant future, you might want to go ahead and make it a point to go visit that camper and RV show because you're going to be around some folks who, just like you, enjoy the outdoors. Good people. Whether or not you're going to be buying an RV or if you're in the market for one or you just want to browse around and see what's new on the market today, it's a good place to get out and just keep your batteries recharged. Myself, on the other hand, I am always looking for something new in the line of camping. I live in the major metropolitan area, maybe about 20 miles east of downtown Atlanta, but I am also in an area where it doesn't cost me a whole lot of time and effort to go out and visit some of the big box stores. Take, for example, like Bass Pro Sports or Academy Sports. I can drive a little bit further out and visit Dick's Sporting Goods. But here, I try to keep myself motivated at all times. Sure, I can get in the studio and talk about camping. I can do research and things like that. But I like to be out and about. I like browsing the stores. I like browsing online to see what some of the new and exciting models of camping equipment are out there, and is it something I may be interested in adding to my camp supply inventory. If you've been following me on social media this past week, I have been quite busy. I am in the process of refurbishing an old Coleman 3-burner camp stove that I bought back in the late 90s. And if you look at the picture, you can tell that this stove has seen it better days. And I am in the process of refurbishing this stove and trying to make it new because I want to break it in for my upcoming camping trip, which hopefully is not going to be too far down the road. You've got to stay motivated. You've got to keep your camping spirits high. And also, I want to point out, wait till you see the new 3-burner griddle that I bought. I just broke it out of the box yesterday. I opened up the front door, and there it was sitting. I didn't expect it to arrive this quick, but I got it inside the house. I opened the box, I set it on up, and I can't wait to get it fired up. In fact, my next camping trip, it is going to be hooked up and really being put to use. And I'm going to be cooking pancakes. I'm going to be cooking sausage, hash browns, you name it, on that brand new griddle. Check it out. I'm going to have some pictures of it this week on social media, and you can go take a look at it there. And maybe it's something you want to use for your next camping trip. On our next episode, I'm going to be talking about Black Friday deals. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and what comes up right after Thanksgiving? It's holiday shopping. And you may be surprised, a lot of folks are going to be doing their holiday shopping online this year. And there's some great Black Friday deals. I'm going to be talking about it in our next episode of Happy Camper Radio. You may want to jot down who is on your holiday shopping list and figure out what you're going to be buying for them this coming year. But speaking of Thanksgiving, what are your plans this year? Are you going to be spending it with family and friends? And nothing wrong with that at all. But what if you're the type of a person that believes in going out for Thanksgiving? Maybe to a restaurant or maybe to some sort of local resort like I have nearby. Is it something you want to do traditionally each and every year? Have you ever thought about going camping on Thanksgiving? Nothing wrong with that. In fact, our next guest is going to tell us what he has in store at his KOA campground for Thanksgiving this year. Let's go to the phones. And we are so delighted to have on the phone with us today from the South Padre Island KOA campground, Tom Brooks. Tom, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Skip. I'm really pleased to be on today.
Glad to have you. You have a very festive event coming up here in just a couple weeks, don't you?
Absolutely. We are really excited. We have our big Thanksgiving dinner coming up, and we can't wait.
Oh, I'm sure you can't. Well, we're going to talk about that on the program today, but before we do that, why don't you take some time to tell us about the South Padre Island KOA, where you're located, and the many exciting activities you have at your campground for your guests.
Well, we have been here 11 years from now. KOA purchased the property from an individual, and I have been here the entire time. We've done a lot of great improvements. We have 200 RV sites and 22 rental cabins that come fully furnished. All you need to do is just bring your food, your toiletries, and enjoy a great weekend in one of our cabins if you don't have an RV. If you've got an RV, bring it on down. We've got all kinds of different sites, from small pull-throughs to back ends with patios to big, what we call our Regal Row sites, which have a big deck overlooking the water, along with patio and nice furniture and a beautiful view for those with the big motorhome. So lots of varieties, lots of things, ways to camp with it.
I was looking at your website here just this past week, and I was just so drawn in to everything that you have to offer your guests that I was ready to pack my gear into my truck and head on out to where you're at. It's just wonderful, everything you've got going on. All right, this coming Thanksgiving, while most people are going to be at home celebrating Thanksgiving at grandma's house or wherever, campers, on the other hand, are coming to your campground to celebrate the festive events. Is that right?
Absolutely. For, like I say, past 11 years, we've been doing a big Thanksgiving dinner. We have a lot of different families come out and join us year after year. It's great to see some of the faces. Each year, they come back to us, and we host a big dinner with turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes, and then everybody brings a covered dish as well, and we just have so much food, and it's so much fun, and they just love it. We have a great time.
I can't help but to ask, how is the turnout? Do you usually have a lot of folks that go camping on Thanksgiving?
It is amazing, and we, especially since we've been doing it year after year, we keep growing, and more people come just for the Thanksgiving dinner. We will serve anywhere from 80 to 100 people Thanksgiving dinner. That's not including the ones that come and do their own turkey and do their own celebration. So we will be really busy Thanksgiving Day.
I have heard before of people who go camping and actually start preparing the food at their campsite real early in the morning and have a big festive event right outside on the picnic table. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
they
with
will.
that. But in your case here, you actually take the time to prepare food for everybody, all of your guests who come there to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right. If they want to join us, it's not mandatory. If they want to join us, it's free. They just bring a side dish and join in the festivities. It's a lot of fun, and we all have a great time.
Do you find a lot of the guests who join you at Thanksgiving from in previous years actually come back to your campground for Thanksgiving?
We've had one family especially. They always try and sit with me or say hello. When they came, they had two little daughters, and now their daughters are grown, and it's just amazing to see them grow more and more each year, and just it's so exciting and such a neat thing to see the changes every year when they come back. And we have quite a few families like that just come year after year.
Campers are a very special breed of individuals. And in fact, you're never going to meet a finer person than someone who goes camping. And I imagine it's a big festive family type environment for everybody that shows up there to enjoy Thanksgiving.
Oh, it is. And campers, like you say, they're so unique and so open and friendly, and you meet your neighbors, and it's like no other experience. You won't get this experience at a hotel. At a hotel, you go to your room, you're in your room. Here, everybody meets everybody, and by the end of the weekend, everybody's friends, and you see them at the pool, you see them on the playground, you come to dinner with them, and it's just like a one big, huge celebration. It's like nowhere else.
And I can relate to exactly what you're saying, because as my family grew and the kids grew up, and they really weren't around much anymore during the holidays because they had their own thing to do, I have gone to hotels before. In fact, there is a resort nearby that I have been to on Thanksgiving. And exactly what you're saying is, people go there to eat, they pay their bill, they go on home, and that's it. But in your case here, everybody gets an opportunity to meet everybody. These are campers who are camping beside one another. They're your neighbors, and you get to know them. And I can understand why, people would want to come back each and every year for this type of event.
Absolutely.
Your campground is open 365. You're open all year round. Is that correct?
We are. We're really busy in the wintertime with what most people call snowbirds. We call them winter Texans. They come get out of the cold. They'll come and stay all winter with me and just have a great time down here. Then in the summertime, we have a whole different crowd. The people in the Rio Grande Valley, they try to get out of the heat. They come down to the beach. They stay with us all summer long, and another just great time. So we really have two completely different seasons here at our park. And then in the off season, which is the fall and the spring, that's when we get to do the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the Easter, and so we're doing something all the time. But the fall is a great time to come here when the weather's great. It's not that cold, it's not hot, and things still going on. You can get into the restaurant, you can get onto the beach, and you're not just inundated with hundreds and hundreds of people.
The South Padre Island KOA is located in Texas, right there on the Gulf of Mexico. Is that correct?
That's right. We're our little island just 22 miles north of Brownsville. So Brownsville, if you're flying in, that's a great close airport to fly into. And then you cross over the Queen Isabella Causeway. It's a 3-mile bridge that takes you onto the island. And we're the very first thing on the right, on the south side of the island as you come onto the island.
Now, your KOA has a little bit of everything for everybody. I was looking at your campground map, and wow, I am just absolutely amazed. I'm going to have to definitely make a trip down there sometime.
We have so many great amenities we've added over the years. We keep improving them. Anywhere from our heated swimming pool to our hot tub to our playground. We have a brand new exercise room that we just added this year. So something all the time, changing, developing, getting better and better.
And for people who enjoy fishing, you also offer opportunities for folks to go deep sea fishing. Is that true?
Absolutely. Right out of our own dock, we have Osprey cruises. They do deep sea fishing, bay fishing. They have a pirate boat that they run kids out on the pirate boat, which is fun, fun, fun. They have a sea life safari and dolphin watch where they'll go out and put down a net, bring up whatever sea life they might catch in the net that day and let you touch and see it. And they go out where all the dolphins are, so you always see dolphins, and they do a fantastic job.
And also, I noticed that your campground has been awarded the 2017 KOA Founders and Presidents Award.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Honor. We have inspectors come around every year and look at the park and critique us on different things, rate us on how we're doing, and every year we've been able to keep up in a very super high standard and receive the Founders Award, which is the highest award that KOA offers. So we're real proud to be a founder.
That definitely is something to be very proud of. And I also see you're a pet-friendly campground, too, so if folks want to bring Fido along with them, they can do that.
Absolutely. We have what we call our pet playground. It's a little enclosed area where you can let Fido out and scurry and play around with them. And we also have dog walk areas and pet waste bags throughout the park. So a lot of people like to bring their pets with them on camping. That way they can be with them. They don't have to have somebody set them or put them in a kettle. And it's a great way to, they're a part of the family.
They definitely are, and I have been around many campgrounds throughout my years, and I have found that campers are also very responsible pet owners. Now, as far as your camping goes around Thanksgiving, you've talked about you're very busy. If some families wanted to join you at Thanksgiving next year, I would imagine they need to make their reservations relatively early.
That's always the best advice. To get the prime spots, the ones close to the pool, the ones close to the front, make them as early as possible. Like I say, it is the off-season for us, so we still have sites available if anybody wants to join us this year. But we always have some sites still available just because of the off-season nature.
And the neat thing about your KOA campground is for folks who are non-campers. There are people, and I have somebody here in the household myself, who will not sleep in a tent and will not even climb in a tent with me. All right. You have those cabins, those waterfront cabins, and they look, you've got all the amenities of home right there.
They do. They're beautiful. Our waterfront ones, their porch faces right out into the bay. You can sit on your porch of a morning, drink a cup of coffee, and watch the dolphins play right out off your deck.
My.
Big jump, birds everywhere. It's a great experience. And like you say, they're fully furnished. All you have to do is just bring your towel and some food, and you're set. And you don't even have to bring food because Pier 19 Restaurant is just steps away from your cabin door. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do a great job, and they're just one of the best restaurants on the island.
And the folks who rent the cabins can also join you at Thanksgiving, too, if they like.
Absolutely. They're very, very welcome.
Okay, great. Well, Tom, I'll tell you, it's been a great pleasure talking with you today. And what are the temperatures like this time of the year down there?
Well, we're ranging anywhere from 65 to 85. We got a little cool front coming in this week, and it's supposed to get down to 60. So we'll pull out our sweatshirts for 60. But it's beautiful all the way up to Christmas, usually in the lower 70s, upper mid-80s. It's a great time, great season to be down here.
The temperatures over here on the East Coast in the Atlanta, Georgia area, we could only wish that we had that type of weather this time of year. We're dealing with some rain, and everybody got to have a coat on this time of year. But
it's beautiful here today. Just gorgeous.
That's fantastic. Well, Tom, I tell you what, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being on the program today, and the best of luck to your Thanksgiving event that's coming up. And you have anything coming up for Christmas?
We also do the same thing for Christmas. If you can't join us for Thanksgiving, maybe you can for Christmas, because we do the full dinner as well, turkey dressing, ham. Just bring a side dish, come and join us, and have a great Christmas.
Well, that's something for all of our listeners to keep in mind. We're talking with Tom Brooks of the South Padre Island KOA Campground. Tom, thank you so much again for being on the program, and we'll be talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Skip. It's been a great pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, folks, there you have it. If you ever questioned, if you ever wondered who may be going camping on Thanksgiving, it's just normal, everyday people like you and me. If you enjoy camping and you enjoy the outdoors, if you want to break tradition and do something different, something that you may end up doing each and every year, consider a camping trip on Thanksgiving or perhaps on Christmas. Nothing wrong with it at all. In fact, it may be a little bit too late this season for you to plan one of those holiday trips, but consider it for maybe next year or the year after. If you're getting up there in your ages and the kids are starting to get old and you may think about doing something a little bit different, a camping trip is what you may need. It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
And yes, here it is, folks, the South Padre Island KOA Campground. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. The South Padre Island KOA is located just north of Brownsville, Texas. It offers great camping opportunities 365 days a year. There's something for everyone at the South Padre Island KOA. Imagine waking up each and every morning to a fantastic view of the ocean. Tent and RV campsites are available, as well as waterfront cabins. Check them out on their website. Also, take a look at some of their on-site amenities. The Pier 19 restaurant and bar, Osprey fishing trips, large hot tub, a 25-meter swimming pool, exercise room, a children's playground, and the South Padre Island KOA campground is also a very pet-friendly campground. They even offer a pet playground for your lovable pets. Why leave them at home? Bring them along. They'll have just as much fun as you do. Get lazy or just take some time to relax. You can do that as well. Get together with some of your fellow campers on the deck overlooking the bay and take in the golden sunset. There's so many exciting things to see and do at the South Padre Island KOA. This is one camping resort that has it all. You can make your reservations anytime by calling 1-800-562-9724, or you can book your reservations right there on their website. I'm going to have a link to it all week long on happycamperradio.com. Just go to our website and click on the Featured Campground tab. This is a wonderful campground, a wonderful place to go camping. If you're thinking about it and you're living out on the West Coast, or maybe you even want to take a drive on out there, feel free to do so. Go camping there anytime. It's the South Padre Island KOA Campground. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip Huber on happycamperradio.com.
And as always, if you have a campground you would like for us to feature on the program, that magical destination you've been to before that nobody else knows about and would love to hear it, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. And that's going to wrap up today's show. As always, it's a pleasure getting together with you and talking about camping. I don't ever get enough of it. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker. Add us 2 circles on Google+, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And no question about it, my friends, hang around with me long enough, I will make a happy camper out of you. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good one, everybody. You're listening to Happy Camper Radio.